Justice League issue 43 sees the team all try and help Flash up, with Batman ordering Xanadu to use her magic to get Barry back through the portal. Xanadu's spell, however, falters, but John says that he chose this battlefield for a reason, and that's so they can win the battle there or lose everything against the Daxamites. The League battle Eradicator and his Daxamite army as Xanadu's spell finishes, allowing her to keep the Eradicator and his soldiers there, causing her to be knocked unconscious by the effort. The Daxamites surround Batman, telling him that his speedster and sorceress are down and he's surrounded by a superior race, which when they return to Earth will begin a new colony and reach unimaginable heights. Suddenly the Daxamites' powers fade, told by John that there's no yellow sun nearby to power them. Green Lantern attacks them with a tank as Batman takes on some of the soldiers. Eradicator continues to analyze the battle from afar as the other League members take down the Daxamites. Wonder Woman tells Captain Nur to yield, but the Daxamite captain can't believe he, a superior being, has lost. Diana says that his fealty in Eradicator is misplaced and he plans on replacing them with all improved versions of the Daxamite super soldiers. Nur thinks that she lies, but Diana demands Eradicator tell him the truth. But Eradicator finishes his analysis, blasting the League and the Daxamites, saying that he requires stronger bioresources to finish his mission. He activates the Daxamites' self-destruct codes, causing them to begin coughing up blood and bleed from the eyes and ears. But Eradicator is stopped by Green Lantern, who says killing one's own troops is a no-go. Batman joins Green Lantern in the attack, but Eradicator blasts John with fire, turning his attention to Batman. But before he can blast the Dark Knight, the weakened and bloodied Superman stops him, saying that this is and always has been about Krypton, and he wants the villain to look at him both as Kal-El and Clark Kent, and on the alien world that they are on, he too is vulnerable and bleeding. The League wants Superman to move, but he won't, telling Eradicator he couldn't do something when Krypton was destroyed, but he can now. So he wants to give up his Kryptonian DNA in return for the Eradicator leaving Earth alone. Superman reminds him of his functions that are to safeguard and preserve Krypton, so grabbing the Man of Steel, Eradicator begins taking his bioresources. Suddenly Wonder Woman stabs Eradicator with her sword, telling the robot that he miscalculated as she cuts his head off, shutting down Eradicator once and for all. The team regroup and Superman says that it's finally over, but his past was the source of this, wondering how people on Earth will ever look at him and see Kansas instead of Krypton. Green Lantern says that since Superman can't fly right now, he'll give him a ride with everyone else, which should make him feel quite human as they head back to their home. Later at the Hall of Justice, the League visits Sodom Yat, who is well enough now to travel back home, saying with Eradicator gone, the Daxamite people might be open to new leadership now. John tells him that Captain Nur and the rest of the Advanced Legion are in the custody of the Green Lantern Corps, who say that Sodom is welcome back into their ranks anytime. Diana says that he is welcome on Earth as well, since Earth now owes him a debt. Sodom says that their gratitude is enough for him, and if thanks to the similarities between Daxam and Krypton make Earth think any less of Superman, he is sorry. But Clark says that he keeps hoping things will change, and will work harder to earn it when they do in fact change. Barry talks about the team's plan and how it was quite a good one, complimenting John for it. John knows that it was a team effort, and if they lost, no one would be there to complain about it anyway. In London, Batman returns Xanadu to her lodge, trying to convince her to stay with the League, but she says she is no one's pawn, and she did this out of her own volition. Batman knows that despite taking different paths in life, they aren't so different, and both see this as the long game. As a parting gift, Xanadu lets Batman have a card reading, learning the card he chooses is that of Judgment. She knows a great obstacle awaits the League, and it ends with a reckoning. Justice League issue 43 ended Robert Venditti's first new arc on the book by tying up really the story Peter Tomasi begun in Superman, and then Venditti continued in Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps with the Eradicator. I like that he got to cap off his Eradicator arc and do it in a way that also highlights the League and who they are, and why each member has their place in the team, and why they are important to the team. I also enjoyed a slightly pulled back and simple story post huge multiversal gods and time travel arcs. It's a nice little breather before we get into the next Scott Snyder metal book, and I'm looking forward to more arcs like this in the future. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10.